There's a strange, almost embarrassing truth that many people hide. You can have money in your account and still feel broke. Not just careful or responsible, but genuinely anxious, pressured, or on edge, as if everything could collapse at any moment. Why does this happen? Why do some people feel poor even when the numbers say they're doing fine? The answer isn't financial, it's psychological. And once you understand it, your entire relationship with money starts to make sense. Let's start with something subtle, something you've probably felt before. Imagine getting paid. You check your balance. For a second, you feel relief, even pride. But within hours, sometimes minutes, the feeling disappears. It's replaced with stress, guilt, or the fear that you shouldn't spend anything. Nothing changed. Your situation didn't suddenly collapse, but your brain flipped the emotional switch. Why? Because your brain wasn't designed for monthly salaries, digital banking, or long-term saving. It was designed for survival, not spreadsheets. And survival mode has a very specific habit. It constantly searches for threat, even when there isn't one. This is where the first twist comes in. Studies from Harvard and Princeton show that people who grow up in financial instability often develop what psychologists call a scarcity mindset. Even when they have enough, their brain acts as if they don't. It expects things to go wrong. It assumes money will disappear. So feeling poor doesn't always come from emptiness. Sometimes it comes from memory. But that's just one layer. Let's take a turn into something even more fascinating, something that affects even people who didn't grow up in scarcity. Humans compare constantly, automatically. Your brain doesn't judge your financial situation based on your actual needs. It judges based on the people around you. This is called relative deprivation, and it's been studied for decades. If everyone around you seems to be upgrading, achieving, buying, traveling, or living bigger, your brain quietly whispers, you're behind, even if logically you aren't. Social media intensifies this. You compare your real life to someone else's highlight reel, their holidays, their gadgets, their lifestyle. Your brain treats it like evidence that you're not doing enough. But we're still not done. Here's another twist. Feeling poor often has nothing to do with money and everything to do with control. When life feels uncertain, career, family, expenses, the future, money becomes a symbol of security. So even if you have enough, the moment your life feels unpredictable, your brain interprets it as financial danger. Researchers call this perceived insecurity, and it can make a person with 2,000 pounds in savings feel poorer than someone with 200 pounds, simply because their stress levels are higher. And finally, the part almost nobody recognizes. Many people feel poor because they've never defined what enough actually means. If there is no finish line, if there is no target, if you don't know what level of income or savings makes you feel stable, your brain stays in permanent uncertainty. And uncertainty always feels like danger. So here's the truth. Feeling poor isn't a sign of financial failure. It's a sign of psychological patterns, scarcity memories, comparisons, perceived insecurity, and undefined goals. The moment you understand those patterns, you stop letting them control you. Because having money is one thing. Feeling safe with money is something you finally learn to build.